Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get started. You should be able to see my screen at this point if you are in front of your computer. If not, just go ahead and listen in. I am currently recording this webinar, so if you're in the car and you're just listening in, we will email a copy of this to all of you, so you can always go back and watch it later. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Ashton Levitt. I am the Senior Account Executive over here at New Look Now. Those of you who don't know me, I've spent the last decade in aesthetics. At this point, actually, it's probably been in longer. Started my career off as a medical esthetician, worked my way up into management. I worked as a patient consultant for quite a few years for one of the largest practices here in Orange County. I know you guys work pretty closely with us, so I won't bore you with the details about where New Look Now came from, but we are really thrilled to have the relationship with MERS and all of you. So I do want to thank you very much for joining me today and working so hard and working really well with us. So anyway, so today we're going to really focus on events. That's the biggest thing we've noticed with you guys. I mean, you are amazing about pushing events and being proactive, and we really appreciate it. So I wanted to share with you some success stories that have coming from one of your peers, Hollie Laney, who is on the call. She will be available at the tail end of the webinar for any questions. So if you have any questions based on the feedback and the tips that she's provided in the webinar and any of the data that I've provided, we'll hold those toward the end and can have a little Q&A. Okay, so first off, let's just talk about the visualizer as it is. The Ultherapy Visualizer tool is free for your account. It's a marketing conversion tool designed to motivate and excite patients into moving forward with an Ultherapy treatment. There are 4 key ways that you can utilize the Ultherapy Visualizer. One is, of course, in office during consultations, on their website, either through a widget or a custom banner, in outbound emails or appointment reminders. We've actually created 6 email templates that you can provide your clients. If for any reason your clients don't have access to that, let myself or Vicki Hawk know, and we'll get those links over to you. It's just a Dropbox link. Basically, they're email templates that they can utilize for email campaigns and so on and so forth. And of course, you can use the visualizer at events, why we're all here today. So real quick, I'm going to back out of this, and I'm just going to do a real quick run through of how to upload a photo in case any of you are new to the team or just need a refresher in general. So here we are in the Ultherapy Visualizer uploader, excuse me. Couple things you'll see at the top. I'm on my desktop, so the panel looks a little different. If you're on your iPad, you'll see like a little square up in the upper right-hand corner. That's the drop-down. When you click on that, all of these different options will become available. You'll see create order, dashboard, request account, add event, and of course log out. So you guys are normally working inside of create account, request account, and add event. If you walk into an account and they are not already set up with an Ultherapy Visualizer, you can click on request account and fill in the necessary information, and that is sent over to us, and that account will be ready within 24 hours or as soon as possible. If you want to add an event, you'll click on add event and then just fill out the information. One thing that we've been noticing is accounts get a little confused because I know they have to go through an Ultherapy portal to actually schedule an event with you guys, but they're thinking that that's also scheduling the visualizer at their event. That's not the case. We will cover something that's going to help bridge that gap, somewhere down the line later in the webinar, but I just want to call out that some accounts are getting a little confused on the whole scheduling events, that there's actually 2 separate things they need to do if they intend on incorporating the visualizer during their event. Okay, so let's go back to the uploader. Okay, so first we're going to select the areas of concern for Ultherapy. Your options are upper face. You can either select brow and eyes or all the above, lower face and neck, around the mouth, under chin, and of course the décolleté. If you select anything for décolleté, you will have to upload 2 separate photos. Just be wary of that. Step 2, you're going to select the level of intensity. So you have level 1, 2, and 3. Level 2 is the standard set by Ultherapy, but based on feedback that we've received from the MERS team and different accounts, that not all patients are created equal, obviously. Some patients have more collagen elasticity in their skin, therefore they're going to have a more dramatic result, and your accounts wanted more control over the result that they would receive. So we came up with the 3 different intensities. But level 2 is the standard set by Ultherapy. So if you're not completely sure, just go for level 2. And now you're going to upload your photo. At this point, if you're using your iPad, when you hit upload your photo, it'll bring up the camera option. You select the camera or your photo library if you've already taken the photo. You'll select the photo that you want to use or take the patient's photo. And I'm just going to select a photo from my file here. There we go. And once it pops up right there, you're good to go. Now, step 4, we're going to enter in our patient's information. And it is important to put their information and not your own, especially if you're working an event for your account. You want to make sure that they have their appropriate first and last name and email address saved in their account. Now, these 2 options down here, send email upon completion. This is essential during events because we do believe that everybody should receive a copy during an event so that they can, review the result and they can share it with other guests. Of course, this is, completely up to your account if they want, everybody to receive a copy during the event or not, but we do recommend it here at New Look Now. And always, if you're uploading during an event, make sure to tag it so that we can provide proper reporting after the event. Okay. So one last thing, once you hit complete order, your order can be ready anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. You guys know that we're pretty good about turning these orders around as quickly as possible, especially if we know it's an event. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so events. We know that practices utilizing the Ultherapy Visualizer at events have seen an increased consultation to treatment rate as far as 93%. And so they've seen an increase as much as 93%. So offering before and after simulations, you can see an increases, God, I can't talk today, sorry guys. Before and after simulations, people who offer simulations experience a high returns with low costs. They see an increased patient to conversion rates. Events are the quickest and easiest way to educate and excite your patients about a procedure or treatment you offer. So in this case, Ultherapy. It's fun and motivating, and the patients can share the simulations with other guests, thereby selling the procedure themselves. I've actually worked events for my clients in the area, non-Ultherapy, but just events altogether. And I've seen firsthand, right here, I actually took this photo. They're sitting there and they're listening to the demonstration or the whatever the procedure they're talking about. And they're going over their simulated results with their girlfriend that's sitting next to them, or maybe somebody they just met. And it's so powerful, the way that they interact with the simulation and get excited with each other. It's like they almost can't wait to get up and go either put down a deposit or make that appointment for that consultation or procedure. So not only are we focusing on events, but we're actually going to focus on Hollie Laney, who I work pretty closely with. She's a doll. She had a tremendous amount of success with an account of hers called Posh. She was kind enough to share with us this data, just tremendous feedback. So as we move forward in this presentation, I'm going to kind of go over some best practices, tips, things to avoid that she shared with me. And again, she's on the call. So at the very end, if you have any questions, about anything that we're talking about today, you can always ask her. So during the Posh event, they spent 555 Ultherapy dollars. They processed 37 simulations. They had 6-minute turnaround times, which is important for us to know that we were able to successfully get those photos back as quickly as we did. So with all of that, they were able to generate $50,000 in Ultherapy treatment. That's huge. Okay, so successful event tips. So first, obviously focus an event around one treatment and product, which I think is important too. Like I was saying, I've worked events myself, and when it's more of just like a big broad event, it kind of gets them confused, and they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll talk about injectables, or maybe we'll talk about this, or maybe we'll talk about that. So I do believe that having an event that is certain, that is tailored around one type of treatment like Ultherapy, I think is really beneficial. Have a dedicated photo area. Also have somebody to explain the science, have anywhere from 5 to 10 minute consultation slots, have people schedule and pay that day. I believe that too. If you let them walk out the door without making some kind of commitment, there's, the likelihood of losing that patient obviously goes up. And then have a live treatment demo. So it's very important that every person that walks through the door has their simulation taken. There should be an area set up with a staff member taking and uploading the images. It's important to have a designated staff person uploading the photos. So I asked Hollie, do you think it's more advantageous if you upload the photos or if you have the staff member upload the photos? And Hollie said that it's better to have somebody uploading the photos that's a member of the staff so that you, the rep, can focus on answering the questions around the science of the device and, really driving home maybe the questions that the staff themselves can't answer. Okay, things to avoid. So waiting for patients to approach you, again, this goes back to having something, a designated photo area set up, and you have staff members actually going out and inviting people to come back over to the setup to have their photo taken. People might be a little, timid and may not want to walk up to you, so it's better to have somebody actually go out and grab them. If you're waiting for patients to come up to you, this could lead to an unorganized process. So having, a nice, concise work or event flow is ideal. Things to keep in mind, you can do it day or night. So whether this is a lunch and learn type setup or even in the evening, the key is to, of course, make sure that your accounts are promoting this event, on at least a few weeks prior. Make sure your staff is excited about it. If they're not excited, then they're not going to be motivated to get people to get their photo taken. And of course, control the event. And this can either come from you assisting the staff or the staff, basically driving the car. Right. And okay. So as I touched on, making sure that your account is actively promoting the event. Posh, who saw a huge, success, they were actively promoting their event at least 3 to 4 weeks prior. So they can either do this on social media, outbound emails. Now we have this amazing content with Christy Brinkley, so they can push that in their lobby, what have you. No one's going to show up to their event if nobody knows about it. So definitely make sure that if your account is hosting an event that you are, making sure that they're actively promoting it. Okay, so this is the first time I've heard about this, but Hollie was telling me about your Brow Wow event. So she was explaining that these are roughly 10 to 30 minute time slots in one day, and the treatment is just about the brow lift. And she was saying it's extremely important for the PDS to present and use the simulation tool to upsell other treatment areas. So the event is focused on brow areas, but while you have them there, you're going to actually, try and upsell them on other areas. So while the patient is waiting for their scheduled treatment, you, the PDS, can upload the client image and review it with them after the brow lift. And this will help secure an additional treatment areas for that patient. So based on that, Hollie said that she just had a brow event yesterday. She submitted 14 simulations. So of those 14, she was able to secure 2 full treatment areas, lower face and neck, and two full facial treatments and lower face and neck. So without the simulation tools, they would just receive their brow treatment without ever purchasing other treatment areas. So, get them in for a specific type of treatment like the brow event, but then while they're there, you can be there to upsell the other areas, which I've never heard of your Brow Wow events. This is amazing. If there's any further assistance that we can provide besides just the simulation tool, you guys, please let us know. We love helping you, and, this event sounds really cool. Okay, most of you know about the website widget. When you request an account and we send that email out, the welcome email, it's going to contain their login credentials, a link to their consumer landing page, which they can incorporate outbound emails and social media posts, but it's also going to contain their widget code. So it's extremely important that anybody who wants to promote the Ultherapy Visualizer on their website have this strong call to action available. The leads will go directly to their Ultherapy dashboard, where they can, and they'll also receive an email as soon as that simulation is complete, and it'll contain all of that lead, all the leads, follow-up information, so their first, last name, email address, cell phone, and zip code. So there's a few different ways that you guys can provide the widget code to your account. Your account can reach out directly to us. It'll be in their welcome email, or for any reason they can't find the welcome email, or they would prefer just to go through you, you can email myself or Vicky Hawk, and we will provide the widget code as soon as possible. And some of you actually go through the chat feature too, which is also helpful. Either way, ask us for it, and we'll provide it to you. I just wanted to share with you, since we're on the subject of the widget, this is some conversion data just from that strong call to action on the physician's website. So in this one doctor's particular instance, 59 simulations led to 21 booked treatments. So that's roughly a 36% conversion rate, which led to $9,000 in revenue. Another doctor, after 24 simulations, they were able to convert to 16 treatments, which then generated $94,700. And then another doctor from 6 simulations, booked 3 treatments, 50% conversion rate, and that translated into $93,000. Now, some of these would have been other, static treatments, but I just want to point out that having that strong call to action on a physician's website is paramount. And these are just not in office. These are just from the widget. These are not in office conversions. So very, very strong. Okay, so this, you guys are going to be really excited about this. So right now we currently have that event or schedule your event button on your dashboard. And then sometimes, like if the account needs to reschedule it, or they need to push it back, or what have you, there's not a lot of control that you have in scheduling the event. And there's no, right now we don't have confirmation emails that go out and so on and so forth. So anyway, we are looking to implement this You Can Book Me. I actually use this for my own personal uses, like when I'm trying to, to reach out to clients and book, demos and phone calls and so on and so forth. I actually use You Can Book Me. That way clients can go and they can schedule time with me. So we're going to use this, but for events. So what will happen is you'll have access to this link. You can go in and you can actually pick a date and time for your event, for your client's event, and you'll be able to put in their information, their email, so you and your account will receive a confirmation email. And in that confirmation email, you will be able to, confirm the event. You'll also be able to reschedule it if, as we get closer to the event, they need to move it. You'll have visibility on the account and any kind of changes that they make. Either way, it's going to make event scheduling and confirmations that much easier. And like I said, you and your account will have visibility on any kind of changes or confirmations. So even like a week before the event, you'll receive another confirmation email like, okay, you have an event coming up for this many people. Is it still on? Yes, it is. And then we'll get a confirmation as well. So it's going to create a much, much more fine-tuned line of communication for all of us. So we're shooting to have this by mid-June, but we will keep you posted on when this becomes live. Okay, I want to thank you very much for coming. I'm now going to unmute you. If you have any questions, you can ask myself and Holly. 1 second. Get you. And all right, if you have any questions, now is the time.
Ashton, this is Holly.
Hey, Holly.
Hi. Quick question. You had said, let you guys know, aside from the simulator tool, if there's anything else that we need. Mm-hmm. What other services do you offer that could maybe help us during our events like these?
I mean, we primarily focus on the visualizer, but like if you needed like marketing material, in the sense like if you needed like if your account wanted to promote the Brow Wow event or any event that's coming up, we try to, with our other clients, we try to promote them actually incorporating the visualizer in an invitation to the event, so that you're actually getting their simulations prior to them actually even coming in. And you can leverage that simulation as a way to get them to actually commit to coming to the event. I mean, sure, the RSVP, but let's face it, only 50% of the people that RSVP actually show up. So not only are you going to get them to commit to the RSVP, but they're going to look forward to seeing their simulation when they arrive for the event. So that's something that we can help facilitate for you. So if you have an account that has an event, we can help them, we can coach them on how to incorporate it in, event invites, social media posts, things like that. So, I mean, really, it's all going to be, it's all going to be around the visualizer, but there's other ways that we can help incorporate it in your account besides just in events.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. If you have any questions, like even that aren't around events, I mean, you got my attention. Now it's time. You have questions on how to request an account, how to check if you have an account set up, anything like that. Well, I'll just tell you, if you have an account and you're not quite sure if they're set up or not, right now the best thing to do is just email us directly, and we can look that up for you right away. We can also provide lists of, if you can give us like your territories, we can also provide you of anybody who has an account in that area. Like that, I know that's been helpful for some of you in the past.
Ashton, this is Holly again.
Yeah. Hi.
Quick questions. So let's say an account finds value in the visualizer, which there is, but they want to use it for something other than Ultherapy. How would that work? Would they reach out to you or Vicki?
Yes.
Is that even an option?
No, it's 100% an option. In fact, we have clients that because we offer 3 different types of visualizers. We offer the Ultherapy Visualizer, we offer the New Look Now Visualizer, which can simulate all surgical and non-surgical procedures, and then we offer the NeoGraft Visualizer. So the Ultherapy and the NeoGraft Visualizer are the brand-specific visualizers, and the New Look Now can basically simulate everything else. So filler, neurotoxins, other types of lasers, non-surgical fat reduction, whatever. Even some of the other procedures that you guys offer, like I know Cellophena it's for the cellulite treatment. We can do simulations for that. Anyway, so if an account of yours wanted to provide simulations for other types of procedures, they would just need to reach out to us, because there is a cost associated with those other types of procedures. And it would just depend if they are, the pricing would depend on if they're a non-surgical practice or a surgical practice. Because for instance, like a breast simulation, just based on the time it takes to go through the software and everything, there's a higher cost associated with that than say like a Botox or something like that. Now, our simulations are not brand specific. Only the Ultherapy and the NeoGraft visualizers are brand specific. So if you have a practice that wants to use it for injectables, we won't use the word Botox. We'll use other types of, in the simulations that are provided, they don't say Botox or, anything else. They'll just say filler and neurotoxin. But anyway, to long answer to a short question, just have them reach out to us directly, and we'll go over pricing and implementation. But it's super easy.
Okay, I love it for Cellophena. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and if there's ever a client that you want to either get Cellophena into the practice, have them upload some photo, or you can upload a photo, or just send me a photo, or send Vicki a photo, and we'll actually process that for you at no charge, so that we can get that product into their practice, and then hopefully even get them to start using the visualizer for that procedure.
Okay, great. Thank you, because that'd be another great resource for our accounts. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just, honestly, like if you have a thought, or you want to talk, or like brainstorm on different marketing ideas, or ways that you can get product into a practice, like please, like reach out to us. Like we're more than happy to help you with this. You guys are fantastic to work with, and we only want to see success with you guys. And then selfishly, when you guys succeed, we succeed. So we are always available to assist you in any way.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for coming. As I said, this has been recorded, so I will send a copy of this to everybody. And anybody who wasn't able to attend will also receive a copy. Here is my email and Vicki's email. If you don't already have it, please feel free to reach out to us with any questions or if you need assistance. Have a great day, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Thanks, Ashton. You too.
Bye.